Apps to Xero, A to Z, 26 ways to grow and retain your practice. I will say that this is being filmed, and straight away I'm supposed to be here so they can film me, but I can't do it, and I'm Italian, so I'm going to go for a stroll, so I'll be walking around. My young colleague there, Michael, we put this together, and we first put it on Accountex, didn't we? Back in May? Yeah, we put it on in Accountex, and if my memory serves me right, when it finished, there was tumultuous, huge rounds of applause, wasn't it? Lots of cheering, stamping, and you recall the people who were next door, Sage, they came in complaining. But so we will see how we go. All right, so now we're going to start. I've just been told by the director I need to keep the mic down. Right, so off we go. Michael's going to control the slides because we've only got so much time. And I could talk about this stuff all day. So he's going to control it, and he might just cut me off halfway through. So anyway, you go for it, Michael, when you're ready. What's A for? Right, A is for apps. I make no bones about it. I'm a firm believer in app. I spent a long time working with my firm's app, and I was pleased as punch to get them to share with us and sponsor up with us. It's common sense to me. When we all first started, it was all about, oh, how do you get your clients? Oh, Yellow Pages, Thompsons, oh, put an ad in here. Well, they've all gone, haven't they? What's going to differentiate your practice? If we get 100 accountants in this room, how many of you got an app? How many people here have got an app? How many got a website? There you go. Now, who do you want to be with? The ones with just the app or the website? Yeah, to me it seems common sense, but talk to the guys at my firm's app. They're out there, Dan the man, and you'll see I am a strong advocate. We've got the ICPA app, and I've got it for my practice. Anyway, moving on. B is for Bankstream. There are, of course, other products, but Bankstream, direct data feeds. You know it's the future, guys. It has to be. We can spend all day long and get staff to key in all manner of information into Sage, into Cashflow, into Prelude, into wherever. We do it all day long, or we can automate it. You automate it, I tell you the job is done. The reason why the ICPA is controlled by Bankstream. I can get quarterly accounts, management accounts, monthly accounts, drop of a hat. And the reason why I partnered with Bankstream was because with Bankstream, you do not have any access to your client's data. I can't, no one can go in and access their data. So security-wise, it's the best of the lot, in my humble opinion. But it is remarkable how much time it will save you. And as I say, I've put the ICPA on it, and we use it in our practice. Oh, C is for, the cloud. It's the big thing. We all know it's the big issue. We need to find out about it. You need to get clued up. It's where it's going. Years ago, there's those amongst us will remember you used to buy programs. Do you remember? You used to actually buy a program. Came in a box. And you open up disks. And you put it in, and then you load it. And that's all cloud. Access it wherever you are, whenever you are. And there's lots of providers out there. And it is the big thing. We know now HMRC want to use the cloud. Everyone's going onto the cloud. So it's something you've got to start getting involved in. You can't be a naysayer on this or you'll be left behind. What's D for? Oh, direct debits, yeah. Direct debits. Anybody here collect monthly fees? Yeah. Do you use direct debit or standing order? Direct debits? Yeah. Direct debits are so much better. Standing orders can be an absolute pain because obviously you do not have control of the payment. As soon as the VAT rate changes or anything like that, you've got fun and games. Direct debit puts you back in control. We've managed to sort a great deal with L&Z. So if you're contemplating it, you think that's the way you want to go, you can do it with L&Z via the ICPA, and it will save your practice. You know, you will collect the money, you're in total control. It's not outrageous charges, and they don't hold on to your money for gazillion years. Direct debits, I think it's the future for collection. Oh, he is for encourage. We're all accountants, we all have clients. Some of us have been going a few years. But think, those clients, they come to us, we are their still number one trusted advisor. Not the bank manager, because no one even knows what one of them is now. No one's got bank managers anymore. It's not the bank manager, certainly not our legal friends. No one trusts them, right? But accountants, we are still number one trusted. Our clients come to us for help all the time. What we must do is encourage them. Sometimes they have no one else to go to. If they're doing well, if they're maybe making a mistake, but you need to start encouraging your clients. Give them encouragement, help them along, and it will pay you dividends. Fee protection. Yeah, conference supporters tax-wise there. Our fee protection, HMRC are running around like bandits. We know this. HMRC are targeting the SME sector. We know this. Just because you have been fortunate in the last 6 to 8 months not to have had investigations does not mean it's off the agenda. It's coming back with a bang and it's in. Fee protection schemes will give you the ability to fight for your clients and will make money for your practice. Lots of ways you can deal with it. We partner with TaxWise, worth looking at. Get me an accountant. This is a brand new thing that we're just about to launch for the ICPA. We're going to be putting it out and hopefully getting people to want to get an accountant. Obviously, we would hope our ICPA accountants will be promoting you guys before anybody else. If you're interested in signing up for it, it's still at the very, very early stages, but if you can catch my colleague Michael and say you've got an interest, he'll take your details and we'll talk to you. But basically, we're going to unleash, get me an accountant, and hopefully in will come clients looking for an accountant, and we will pass it on. High net worth individuals. Every practice has got one or two or maybe a few more, but you know who they are. They're your most important clients. Call them what you will, your high net worth. They're your most important clients. You know if you lose them, you will know straight away. You will feel really bad. You have to look after those more so than you do others. You have to give them that extra bit. You have to treat them a bit more tenderly because they are your principal clients. Find out who they are. You know who they are. Make sure your staff know who they are. Make sure they get that extra special treatment. ICPA, what can I say? Oh, hello, I've gone mad. Well, I was for ICPA, I can tell you that. There we go. I'll go on. I was for ICPA, and it should come up there and tell you that, well, I would put I for ICPA, wouldn't I? We've now got something in the order of 880 practices, over 1,100 individual members. So when we started, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, there were 6 of us. That's the difference now, 880 practices. You've seen the magazines, you're here at the conference, you've seen the people who are now prepared to deal with ICPA members. No one's throwing rocks at us, not anymore. So we're moving on, and hopefully, as I say, we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're being a force to react with. So that's 877, but I checked the other day and it was 880, Michael, wasn't it? Yeah. Right. What's J? No, either it's going to be JFK. J. Joint initiatives. What's the joint initiative? Well, you may want to seek out fellow professionals, not necessarily accountants, within your locale, within your area. and see if together, all small practitioners of all different types, our legal friends, our IFA chums, they're all struggling along and thinking, how are we going to get ways to put things together, maybe put on shows, events, or whatever it is. Joint initiatives probably is the future, and I think if you do the reaching out to them, you can maybe control the joint initiative. No legal is going to come to you, but if you go to them, they'll be interested, and I think it's worth investigating. You only need 2 or 3, and maybe you can do something together and see where you go from there. All right? Now, K is for know-it-all. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing, please, we are not supposed to know everything. Your clients must understand you do not know everything. There is no shame in saying, I actually don't know that. I'll go and find it out. We always say, don't guess to impress. If you don't know something, we've got helplines. We've got specialists we can put you in touch with. We've got everything to protect you. Don't know everything. Don't try and pontificate on a subject you don't know because you think the client expects you to know everything. Don't guess to impress, I suppose, is what I would say here. Local. I get a bit frustrated about this local because everybody, you look about 1,000 websites, what's it say? Oh, I'm a local accountant. Local to where? How many local accountants are here? We're all local accountants, but they don't say I'm local. Say I'm local, but local to where? How are you establishing your local credentials? Just saying you're local does not make you local. If no one knows you're there, you're not local to anybody. If you want to be a local accountant, you have to do something in the locale. You have to put yourself out. Talk to the schools. Maybe they want someone to present at an open evening. Talk to the schools. Go to the police. Talk to the hospital. Just put yourself out. Write in the local magazine. If there is such a thing anymore, it's probably an e-magazine. But they're probably looking for people. But if you are local, you have to stress about being local so people know you are. It's no good just saying, I'm a local accountant. M is for MailChimp. Let's be 100% honest, the cost of post is unbelievable amounts of money, yeah? We're all moving away from direct mail, although actually I do miss a bit of direct mail, doesn't it? I like getting a bit of direct mail, just to see what the hell's going on, but we don't get anywhere near as much as we used to. Why? It's all going on email campaigns. Email campaigns are no good if you're just using your generic Outlook. MailChimp, it's free for how many? You can have 2,000 email addresses, cost you nothing. If you're thinking about doing an email campaign, sign up with it. It's all online. It's easy to use. It's easy to put together. They really look after you, and your emails, your campaign will look so much better. MailChimp is good value. Networking. Obviously, if you're looking to improve your practice or grow your practice, everyone will keep saying, oh, you've got to do some networking, you've got to get on with doing some networking. Yes, networking can work, but you have to actually put yourself out. You have to think about what you're going to say or do when you're in that environment, and you have to actually follow up. It's no good being shy at a networking event. Also, what you might want to contemplate doing, and a few practices do it, most networking groups need people. Fortunately, with accountants, what do we got? We've got lots of people. We know lots of people. We've got lots of people. They're all clients, and they're all across the range, motor mechanics, bakers, all sorts. There's a good networking group. If you established your own networking group from your own offices, you'd be surprised how well it could be for you. Networking, think about that one. Overheads. Let's be 100% honest. A lot of our work is compliance work. And no matter what we do, at the end of the day, we've got to give them bad news. We always give the client bad news. Oh, yeah, you've done great. Your tax bill is. Oh, bad news. No matter what you do, it's always too much. No matter what you've done, no matter how clever you've been, it's still too much. So you're always looking for something. Don't miss out on overheads. We know what our clients' overheads are. They probably have no idea. Most of them have got no idea what their overheads are. A quick look through the accounts and you can spot overheads that have gone out of control. We see them all the time. If you draw attention to that, to your clients, and then offer them ways of getting those overheads reduced, then you're going to add value and suddenly you've provided a positive feedback, haven't you? Look at them overheads. There's plenty of people to help you reduce them. Oh, payroll and auto-enrolment, yeah. Let's be 100% honest. It's the big thing, isn't it? Auto-enrolment, we've got Simon Palmer over there at QTAC. He'll give you the full SP about that. But it is coming. It's not going to go away. At small practice level, let's be honest, our IFA chums have abandoned our clients. We're probably going to end up picking up the pieces. It will not be this panacea of, oh, I'll set up auto-enrolment schemes for my clients, charge them squillions of pounds. It's not going to be like that. You know it, I know it. You're going to end up with one or two people on this scheme. It's going to cost time and effort. Just work it through, talk to the likes of Simon, get yourself a scheme set up, work out what it's going to cost, how much you're going to have to uplift the fees, because you're going to have to. And then we are going to have to drive auto-enrolment, just like small practices drove RTI, just like small practices drove SA. So keep an eye on that one. Q. Kudos contractor. That, of course, there are others available, but of course we're talking IR35. IR35 is a strange concept, but we've all got contractor clients, all of us. And it's constantly under attack, IR35. I think, my humble opinion, in the last budget, everyone goes on about buy-to-let being a big issue, but I think the real losers in that budget were contractors with the dividends, etc. Now we've got the consults going on about travelling, etc., etc. IR35, there's lots of kudos, for instance, and others have lots of things on offer to help you with it. Don't get caught out on it. Because IR35 is a PI claim waiting to happen if you get it wrong. R is for referrals. We all keep saying, oh, why don't I get all my clients by referrals? Well, maybe you do. Maybe you're very fortunate you get all your business by referrals. But a lot of the time, people want to get referrals, and they say, I don't get many referrals. I keep saying, would you ask for them? And how do you ask for them? And when you've actually got a referral, one of your clients has been really kind and given you a referral, just say thank you. Do you actually have anything in place to recognise that that client has done something for you? Get a scheme in place. It's not rocket science. If you want a referral, you have to ask for it. And when you gain them, you have to say thank you because you want them to do it again and again and again. It is, and that's how you'll generate referral. Yes, secure document exchange. Yeah, we've got file and sign there. Info management are out there. They can talk to you about much more detail about it. But you can't keep sending, and people do it, and I'm absolutely amazed. They're sending tax returns, accounts, corporation tax returns on generic emails, on their Hotmail or whatever. So you can't do that. You know, you're just waiting for trouble to happen. Think about this. I think we've got one case going before PI because they sent all the stuff out and he's complaining that all his personal details are out there, etc., etc. Think about this, guys. If you send a tax return out, you're just banging it out there in the ether. And on there is his name, his or her, their name, address, date of birth, national insurance number, what they're earning, what their pension contributions are, and you wonder why you shouldn't put that out securely. I think the ICAW say you can't, you've got to use it. I know Iris give it a small bit free. Think about it, secure document standards. It's very frightening to send that information on a blind email, really. Oh, technology. Look what happened with that. That's never happened before, has it, Michael? P45's in the post. Tech will drive you mad, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. It's got a grip on our lives, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. HMRC, we're going to have their throwing the stuffs out with APIs. You need to spend time on tech. If you're big enough or your practice is growing a bit, think, instead of taking on another tax guy or another junior or another accountant, think about a tech guy. Think how much time you lose screaming at the computer when you could scream at an individual and say, fix it. Yeah? Think tech guys, really spend more time on tech or get someone else to spend more time on tech, because we're not going to be able to live without it fairly soon. Well, we can't now, but fairly soon it's going to get even worse. Yeah, understand. People say, well, understand what? Well, understand your clients. Simple thing, but actually understand them. Understand what's motivating them, why they're a client. Have they come because they didn't want to set up a business, but they just couldn't get a proper job, as we say, and they ended up self-employed. They're just getting by, they're working with one or two people. Are they trying to grow their business? Understand your client and understand what they're about and understand their business. Once you understand their business, you can actually help them. You can't generically just assume all plumbers are the same, or you've got to understand that individual client. If you spend a bit of time understanding that individual client, that will be apparent that you are trying, they will react well towards you, and you never know, you might get that referral. Yeah, virus protection. Boring, back to tech, I suppose. But we got a call at the office about 6 months ago. A member lost the entire everything. Backups, nothing was working. Not a lot anyone could do. We did our best, we got various people on there, but sadly, everything. So what we're saying, virus protection, there's a lot of bad people out there who seem to think it's fun. You've got to keep it up to date. You can't just assume you put it in once, it's all working fine. You've got to keep on top of it. It possibly even goes back to tech. If you're fortunate enough to have someone who's designated and is to deal with all the tech, make sure they constantly monitor the virus protection. Make sure it's up to date. It was the worst call we've had at the ICPA. The guy was absolutely lost everything. So please, virus protection, very important. Website. Everyone's got a website. We've just seen virtually everybody's got in this room has got a website. But it's not just a one-off thing. Some people's websites, you look at it and you think, they haven't looked at this website for years. It's, the odd bit of content on there's out of date. Sometimes there's not even an address. They're not on Google Maps. If you've gone to the bother of having a website, for heaven's sake, make it as good as it can be. I'm not saying it's got to be all singing, dancing, full of loads of video content and Lord knows what else. But whatever you're putting up there, at least make it current. At least make it right. If you've changed your phone number or moved, don't forget to put it on the website. And it would be nice if you notified the ICPA if you'd moved. But anyway, that's another issue. Moving on. X. Oh, this was a tough one. What do we go for X? Xero. I'll cheat a bit. But Xero, bookkeeping. We can't walk away from bookkeeping. We shouldn't walk away from bookkeeping. You may not want to do bookkeeping, but you've got to understand it's becoming more and more and more important as the bookkeeping is going to be seen as the starting point, and HMRC are going to be saying, we can hook your bookkeeping package directly into them. Bookkeeping is going to become more and more important. If you don't want to do bookkeeping, then try and liaise with local bookkeepers. Try and find some bookkeepers to do a joint initiative with. But if not, do not ignore bookkeeping, because if you ignore bookkeeping, you're going to lose a lot of clients, because that's all set to change with all the government's thinking. And you don't want them to just bypass you, go straight from their bookkeeping package straight to the revenue. And then they're going to think, why would I send these to Tony? So please, get bookkeeping back on the agenda. Oh, year ends. Year ends. Well, what's year ends? Well, again, sometimes, some accountants go to great lengths to come up with a whiz-bang perler of a tax avoidance scheme and Lord knows what to try and save their clients money and missing the raging bloody obvious. Look at year ends. We all know that there is scope for amending year ends. And if you amend year ends, what can you do? You can ameliorate tax. You can shove tax back. It's there. It's just there. Think about your year ends. One or two clients, you can turn around and say, look, I can write this off, we moved that, da-da-da-da-da, and they think they've died and gone to heaven. Year ends, it's not avoidance, but think your year ends. And finally, Z. Z is for zero. Zero is nothing, and doing nothing is not an option, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to gain and retain your clients, you can't just sit back and say, it will all happen around me. Thank you very much.